3rd, 2025. The time is 9:33 a.m. We're here today to take the deposition of Jeremy Spencer in the case style Jeremy Spencer versus Jacob Ganshert. United States District Court, Eastern District of Kentucky, Covington Division, case number 224-CV-00144 DLB. Would the attorneys now introduce themselves and state who they represent?
Olivia Amlung on behalf of the defendants. I am joined here today with Deputy Jacob Ganshert as well as Major Tom Zerlinski on behalf of the Boone County Sheriff's Department.
And would the court reporter please swear in the witness?
All right, sir, would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, good morning. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Spencer. On a Friday, I'm sure you have lots of other things to be doing. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Olivia Amlung. I represent the defendants here in this matter. So I'm going to start you off with an easy one for you. Can you please just state your name with spelling for the record?
My name is Jeremy, spelled Jeremy. Last name Spencer, Spencer.
Okay. Mr. Spencer, have you ever been deposed before?
No.
Okay. So I'm just going to go over some general instructions and ground rules then so that we're all on the same page about how kind of today is going to go. So the purpose of a deposition is really just, I like to call them fact-finding missions. So I'm just trying to find out what you know. I might ask questions that you think are really obvious. I'm doing it because I want to make sure that my understanding is the same as yours. So bear with me with all of my tedious questions today. One of the biggest rules of the day is that I need verbal answers from you. A lot of times with yeses and nos, we want to or shake your head, but since everything is being written to a transcription, we want to make sure that that record has yeses and nos in it. So if I say something like, is that a yes, Mr. Spencer? I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just making sure we have a record that's easily transcribable, okay?
Okay.
Sometimes, especially on a Friday morning when I've not had all of my coffee yet, my mouth and my brain are working at very different speeds, and I may ask questions that you just go, what on earth are you trying to ask me? So if I ask a question that you don't understand, just say, hey, can you try that one again? And I'm happy to do that. You won't offend me, and if you do, that's my problem, not yours. Another big rule of the day is that we can't talk over one another. Again, this is all being transcribed, so I will do my very best not to interrupt you, and I would just ask for that same courtesy back to me, okay?
I understand that.
Okay. The last thing I'll ask is that you were placed under oath. Do you understand what that means?
It would be under penalty of perjury, correct?
Yes, so you have committed to tell the truth today in all of your testimony.
Yes.
All right. So tell me what you did. I'm sorry?
May I ask a question before we begin?
Sure.
I'd like to make an objection to the service of the video deposition, and I actually have a copy for you. The objection is to the spelling of the name. Jeremy is not the spelling of my name, Jeremy, which according to Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 30B1, I believe it needs clarification as to who exactly needs to be disposed. Do you want me to go through the reading, or do you just want to read it on your own time every time?
No. I am happy to take this. But you're here prepared to give testimony today,
yes.
Correct? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for this. So what did you do to prepare for your testimony today?
Not too much. To be specific, I reviewed the body camera. I reviewed the citation, which I thought I had with me, and I reviewed some of the legal grounds that I can make objections to. That's about it, I think.
Okay, so I see that you have a couple of things on the table in front of you. Can you just tell me what those things are?
One is the notice that you gave me.
Okay.
One is just general objections that are just basic outlines of what I can object to. For example, objection to form or objection to leading questions. Don't know if I'll use those, but it's there. And then these, I'm not even using these. These are going to be after the deposition. Do you need to know what they are now? Or?
Yes.
Okay. Well, depending on how the deposition goes, I might be filing a notice of my rights, and then there's some supporting case laws.
Okay, a notice of your rights. What do you mean by that?
Just my constitutional rights, such as right to remain silent and
Okay, understood.
things like that.
Okay,
Right to travel.
understood. All right. If you wouldn't mind, then after the deposition over, I would like to see.
Oh, yes, I
those two
will.
things.
I'll provide it to you.
Great, thank you. Okay, so this is a very open-ended question. You can be as long or as short about it as you like, but tell me what your lawsuit is about.
What was it, September 27th, 2023. I was stopped for allegedly careless driving and was given a citation by Deputy Ganshut for careless driving. He stated that I veered over the white line a couple times, and then he concluded the stop by stating, if you don't want to draw attention to yourself, you shouldn't have flipped me off, because I had made a middle finger gesture to him prior to the stop.
Okay. So I think I understand then why you're, my next question was going to be, why are you suing Deputy Jacob Ganshert? Can you just articulate that a little bit more for me?
I made the middle finger gesture while I was traveling, and Deputy Ganshut was traveling in the opposite direction, and he made a U-turn, and he proceeded with a stop, both the citation for careless driving, and when he made the comment, if you didn't flip me off, I wouldn't have paid attention to you, led me to suspect that it was retaliation.
Okay. So you've asserted on your amended complaint that you are suing Deputy Jacob Ganshert in his individual and his official capacity. So the official capacity claim, that means that you're also suing the Boone County Sheriff's Department. Can you explain why you're suing them?
I forget the exact code, but the Kentucky Revised Code, I think it might have been 50.20, says the sheriff bears responsibility for his deputy's actions. I could be wrong on the number, but I know if I Googled it, that would come up. So, did I answer your question fully?
It sure does.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to take a pause on talking about September 27th, 2023, and I'm going to ask you just some questions about you, okay? So have you ever gone by any other aliases besides Jeremy Spencer?
Could you clarify as to what you mean by aliases?
Sure. So have you ever had a different last name, first name, nickname, anything else that you've been known by?
Could you clarify whether that would be within legal documents or just like common nicknames?
Well, legal documents first.
By legal documents, no.
Okay. Have you ever gone by any other alias, not necessarily, what your mom calls you or anything, but anything that you've, let's say, applied for a job with this name or gone to school under this name?
I've only used Jeremy Spencer in legal documents, applications for jobs at schools.
Okay. Do you
But
go by a middle name or anything?
I do have a middle name, Patrick.
Okay. All right. Mr. Spencer, how old are you?
37.
We are going to go off the record briefly to get date of birth and social security number.
Off the record?
So we go off the record because I don't want your date of birth and
Yes.
social security number in a publicly filed document. So can you please give me your date of birth and social security number?
Date of birth is October 17th, 1987, and may I ask why the social security number?
So when every entity is covered by a policy of insurance, and for reporting purposes, when you are seeking to file a lawsuit, the insurance company has to take that for tax reporting purposes. So if you get any money, the government wants to know who is getting it and making sure all that information is there.
Okay, so sure.
We don't share this with anyone else.
Right. I know that. But wouldn't that be more proper of afterwards, if it's granted that I get money?
No, the law requires that you have to file CMS reporting forms as early as the time you file it. If you just want to give me the last 4 of your social for now, that's fine too. You don't have to give me the whole code.
Last 4 is 5793.
5793.
And what was that form you referred to, CMS?
So
form?
it's called a CMS form. You might actually receive one in the mail from the carrier. If you do, that's what it's for. But we ask for it too.
Was there a specific number to it? Like a CS7 form
No,
305,
so
whatever.
it's just called a CMS form.
Okay.
I don't think there's a number.
There's
that's
always
specific.
numbers and letters
No.
at some of the forms.
No, it's something that insurance carriers will send to you.
Okay.
Okay. We want to go back
Ready
to
to
the
go
record?
back on?
Yeah.
Back on the record?
Okay. Where do you currently live, Mr. Spencer?
Can you define what you mean by where I currently live? Be
What's
more
your
specific?
current home address?
I use the address 1891 Grove Point Drive, Florence, Kentucky, 41042.
Okay, 1891 Grove Point Drive. So you said I used the address. Is that not what your license says?
My license is in Ohio.
Okay.
I use the Kentucky address as a form from mail.
Okay. So what's your address in Ohio then?
Do you mind if I look at my license? Is that okay?
Sure.
It's 3932 Banks Road, Cincinnati. it's 45245.
45245. Okay. So where do you go to sleep at night? In Cincinnati or in Florence?
Depends.
Depends. Okay. The 1891 Grove Point Drive, is that a house, an apartment, condo?
It's a house.
It's a house. Do you own that house?
No.
Okay. Who owns that house?
My parents.
I'm sorry?
My parents.
Your parents? Okay. What are your parents' names?
Paul Spencer and Roberta Spencer.
Roberta Spencer. Okay. Does anybody else live in that house with you?
No, that's it.
Okay. What about the 3932 Banks Road? Is that a house, an apartment?
It's a apartment complex.
An apartment complex? Okay. Is there an apartment number specific that you live in?
No.
Okay. Are you the, I guess, leased tenant on that apartment, or do you live with someone else there?
I'm not leased there anymore, actually. I'm having to update my information, so.
Okay. When was the last time you lived at the 3932 Banks Road?
I don't recall.
Okay. So it's on your license, but you wouldn't call that your home right now?
Not right now.
Okay. Do you remember when you would last have considered it to be your home?
I don't recall, I'm sorry.
Okay. What about when did you, I guess, move over to the 3932 Banks Road? Do you remember when you first started living there?
2016, but I don't remember. I think maybe March or April.
2016, but I don't. What's the
March.
rest?
I don't remember. Maybe March or April.
March or April. Thank you.
Where did you live at before then?
I don't recall.
Okay. Was it in Ohio or?
It was in Ohio. I can
It
tell
was
you
in
that.
Ohio? Cincinnati still?
No. I don't know. It was either. I think it was Niles or Warren Sharon, maybe. I moved around a lot
Okay.
in the early 2000 teens.
Okay. Where did you graduate high school? Or did you graduate high school? I guess should have been my first question.
Can I object to the relevance of that?
You can object, but you still have to answer.
I know. I'm just. Sandy Valley, Magnolia, Ohio.
I'm sorry, can
It's
you?
Sandy Valley High School, and I think it's in Magnolia, Ohio.
Okay. When did you graduate?
2007.
After you graduated from Sandy Valley, is that one word or two?
Two words.
Two words?
Sandy Valley is one word, sorry.
Okay. Sandy Valley, and is it exactly how it sounds?
Yeah.
Sandy Valley?
Yeah.
Okay. So after you graduated in 2007, did you attend any college institutions?
Yes.
Okay, where did you go?
Hawking Technical College,
Where is that?
Nelsonville, Ohio.
Did you get any kind of degree or certificate from Hawking Technical College?
I got a degree in, it's associate's degree in natural and historical interpretation. The old term was naturalist. So if you want to put naturalist, it's still accurate.
Okay. What does that entail?
So pretty much if you were to go to Yellowstone, you see a park ranger, not a park ranger, but a park official giving tour guides and telling you about the natural history. That's the type of job that degree could get you. Or working at a museum like the Cincinnati Museum.
So was that your objective, to try and work at a museum or a park?
Yes.
So after you obtained the associate's degree in natural and historical interpretation, well, first of all, when did you get that degree?
2010, I believe.
Okay, so after you got that degree in 2010, did you obtain any additional education?
I continued on taking more classes at Bowling Green State University, but I did not complete any degrees.
What kind of classes were you taking?
I don't recall. I mean, there's the basic math, science, social. Well, I shouldn't say science, but they were science-based classes.
Did you have a plan to obtain a bachelor's, or were you just taking them for the sake of taking them?
When I went to Bowling Green, I was trying to obtain a bachelor's.
Bachelor's in what?
I forget what Bowling Green even called the thing, but it would be pretty much the same thing.
So maybe a different label, but the same basic program?
Yes.
Okay. So aside from your associate's degree, do you have any professional licenses or certifications?
Not that I recall.
Okay. Where do you currently work?
I'm sorry, can you clarify?
Do you currently have a source of income?
Yes.
Okay. What do you do to obtain that income?
I am a merchandiser for Masterpiece Flower Company.
Okay, tell me about Masterpiece File Company.
It is a company that has a contract with Meijer's grocery store. So I'll go to different Meijer's stores to put out new flowers, work in the garden section.
Okay. So you go to different Meijer's to put out flowers in the grocery store sections, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you an owner of Masterpiece File Company, or an employee, or an independent contractor?
Employee.
Employee? Okay. How long have you been an employee with them?
2001, starting in March.
So you've worked there for over 20 years.
Sorry, 2021.
Okay. What's your rate of pay?
$17 an hour.
$17 an hour. How many hours a week do you work?
That varies by the season, but if you were to average it out throughout the year, it would range between my personal estimate, and this would be a guess, is about 20 hours an hour. Yeah, 20 hours a week.
So some weeks could be more, some could be less.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so I would assume that this is considered part-time work, so do you get any benefits from them?
No.
Okay. Do you have any other employment?
No.
Okay. Do you have any other sources of income?
Yes.
Okay, what are those other sources of income?
That would be my artwork.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that.
Can you be more specific?
Sure. What kind of art do you make and who do you sell it to?
It would be taxidermy style, and that's kind of a vague name for it. But we'll just go with taxidermy because it's easy to say, if that's okay. And I sell it to, well, I've made sales to museums, to veterinary doctors, and to universities, and to private individuals.
How long have you been doing that?
About 2018.
How did you get into that?
So from my college degree, if I were to pursue a job in the museums, part of that would be procuring and preserving specimens from the natural world. So pretty much the taxidermy you see in a museum, the skeletons, things like that.
So how are you normally, I guess, strike that. How do people find you to ask for these taxidermy pieces?
I go to art, I guess you could call them art shows, and vend there. And then I used to do eBay, but not anymore.
Okay, so is it usually just word of mouth? People find you at an art show?
Yes.
Okay. Do you advertise in any other way besides the art shows?
No.
Okay. How much per year, I know you probably don't have an exact accounting, but about how much per year are you making through your taxidermy artwork?
So it's been growing since then because I've been dedicating more time to that. I know it started off low and around 2,000 or 3,000 for the year of like 2018, 2019. Then of course 2020, the year 2020, everyone had off because of COVID. So, but after that, it did increase, which I did provide you an affidavit.
Sure.
For a few weeks ago. I think maybe a week ago. Did you guys receive that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and we'll look at that later, but right now I'm just trying to get a general feel. So, I mean, if you had to estimate how much in the year, let's see, how much this last full year, so 2024?
2024 up till today, I've only made about 3,000, maybe a little over.
Okay. Okay, so other than working at Masterpiece File Company and then your personal artwork, do you have any other sources of income?
I want to say kind of.
Okay.
I was also pursuing honeybee keeping.
Okay.
So it's been, because I know you're going to ask it. I started that back in 2018, and it's been a hobby. And I was, up until 2023, I might have sold a few jars of honey, every now and then just because I had some surplus, but it wasn't like a job. It was more like a yard sale. Only making maybe 100 or so. But I was investing money into supplies for the beekeeping.
Do you currently have hives?
Yes.
Okay, where do you keep those hives?
I have a friend over in Batavia that has some farmland I keep them on.
How many hives do you have?
The last time I checked, I have 3.
About how many hours per week do you devote to that?
Beekeeping, you don't really. Well, can you specify as?
Okay, here, I might be able to ask a question that can help facilitate your response. So, you'll have to forgive my ignorance. What does beekeeping entail?
That's good. That's better. So with beekeeping, I have to put time and energy into making the hive boxes and assembling the frames, and then I also have to put time into maintaining the hives themselves, where I physically go and inspect the hives, opening it up. I got the suit on, making sure that the bees don't have any diseases or parasites.
How frequently do you have to go physically inspect the hives?
I would have to inspect the hives typically 2 or 3 times a month.
I'm sorry, per month?
Yes.
Okay. How often can you collect honey from those hives?
You could collect honey provided that the weather's been in favor of good flower production and the bees are able to collect the nectar and make the honey. You can collect honey twice a year. Once in the spring, usually in June, end of May, beginning of June, and in the fall, around end of September, beginning of October.
So it's about that time.
Yes.
Have you gone to collect your honey yet this year?
I checked on them at the beginning of September, and they were almost empty. But goldenrod hasn't bloomed yet.
Okay.
So I have to go back soon to check.
Sure. About how much honey is yielded from your hives each time you collect?
So I can answer to statistics on that.
I want to know about your hives specifically.
Okay, so with my hive specifically, are you wanting to know this year or past years?
How about you tell me about this year and last year?
Okay, so last year, I collected about 5 gallons of honey for the year, and I had 3 hives then too, as well.
Okay, so 5 gallons, so that's collective between all 3 hives in both collections. Was that your total?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you do when you collect those? Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't answer your second part.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
For this year, I've only collected 5 gallons as well. But keep in mind, it's only been from the spring, and given that they were empty in the beginning of September, I have not checked them. I can't speak to any honey collection for the fall.
Is it normal to get a double collection, like from year to year?
Depending on how you manage your bees and your objective, you could collect 2. You could make 2 harvests of honey per year.
So So after you collect the honey, what do you do with it?
Until recently, I've been just using it for personal use, with the occasional surplus that I would sell to neighbors for a few dollars.
So you said until recently, so what are you doing with it now?
It's just personal use because I don't have
Okay.
enough to sell to neighbors.
Do you anticipate having surplus after your next collection?
No.
No.
I just, out of anticipation, given that we've had the drought for the last few weeks, I suspect I won't have honey to harvest for the fall.
Understood. It has definitely been a little on the dry side. Okay. When you said that you have invested time and money into your beekeeping efforts, how much money have you invested in that?
That's a good question. I know I've invested $200 or $300 into just the frames, which would be a wooden frame, and then in the middle of that, there's either plastic pre-shaped honeycomb that they build wax off of and then store, and then the other option is wax honeycomb, which, because I do both, the wax honeycomb that they build off of, I use in the honey section of the hive. For the box itself, I have not calculated how much I've invested into that. I've only sawn up the wood. I haven't actually calculated how many boxes I've built so far.
Okay.
I know I can tell you I have 10, let me rephrase this. I can build up to 10 hives, which would contain 2 deeps, which would be the big boxes where the bees would have the brood, which would be the baby bees and the larvae. And that would be 2 medium supers on top where you would get your honey. So if you do some math, let's see, 10. It's too early in the morning for math. Are you good at math?
I am not, that's why I went to law school.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay, that's perfectly
Okay,
fine.
if you want me to do math, I can do math.
No, that's okay. I appreciate the effort and willingness though. Okay, so I did ask, sources of income, and you said honeybee as one of those sources of income. So about how much money have you made, do you think, in the honeybee keeping venture?
Can you provide a time? Do you mean over the entire time frame since I started to now?
Yes.
Okay. I would estimate 400 or 500, and that's just the sale of honey.
So that's not, excluding the expenses to make the honey, right?
I have not excluded any expenses from that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know for each jar I sell, you probably have about 75 cents to buy just the jar,
Sure. About how much are you able to make from that per year, do you think?
Can you restate that?
Sure. So I asked you, of course, how much do you think in total? And you said you've been doing this from 2018. So about how much do you think you make from your honeybee keeping per year?
Maybe 200.
All right. So thus far, you've indicated that you're employed part-time through Masterpiece File Company. You get sources of income through your artwork sales, your taxidermy artwork, and then some income as well from honey beekeeping. Do you have any other sources of income?
No.
Okay. Aside from Masterpiece File Company, you said you've been working there since 2021. So prior to working at Masterpiece File Company, were you actually employed somewhere? Did you go to work at a job and do anything of that nature?
Before Masterpiece Flower Company,
Yes.
I was employed at a store called Lulu's Pet Pantry.
Okay.
It's located in Burlington off of Route 18.
Okay, about when were the dates of your employment?
The beginning of 2020. Oh, yeah. The beginning of 2021, I believe. Wait. I think. I think I started at the end of 2020.
I won't hold you to the dates.
Okay.
There won't be a quiz later.
Alright.
Okay. When did you leave Lulu's Pet Pantry?
A month before I started at Masterpiece Flower Company.
Why did you leave Lulu's Pet Pantry?
I was fired, but was not given a reason why.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about what was communicated to you then.
I don't remember.
Okay. How much were you making at Lulu's Pet Pantry?
I think $15 an hour, $15.25. But I don't really remember. That's just a guess.
Okay. Other than the lawsuit, of course, that we're here to talk about today, have you ever filed another lawsuit?
I'm going to object to the vagueness of the question because it doesn't set a time frame. So if you can set a time frame.
Well, I want to know if you've ever done one.
Oh, if I ever. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
didn't have enough coffee. I have filed one. Actually, I filed 3 in Ohio in federal court.
Okay.
I filed them this year.
This year?
Yes.
All 3 of them?
Yes.
Was that the Southern District of Ohio? Or
Yeah,
the Northern?
the Southern District of Ohio. Yeah. I filed them in Columbus, Ohio.
Tell me about those 3 lawsuits. I'm going to ask, do you have case numbers for those 3 lawsuits?
I do have case numbers. I don't remember what they are right now.
Okay.
One lawsuit is against 3 officers for withholding religious property after an inventory search of my vehicle, and those the religious property was not held as evidence, and it was withheld for an extended period of time.
What religious property was taken by them?
There was, to preempt your question and correcting, I practice Native American spirituality. So the religious items was a headdress, a couple black bear skins, some jewelry, and yeah.
Okay. So that's the first lawsuit. What's the second lawsuit?
The second lawsuit is against the judge and prosecutor and the defense attorney I had from the allegations in the Vinton County court case.
Okay.
I have a,
Go off the record for a moment.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's okay. We're off the record.
We're
I-
off the record.
I should have known
Hang on
better and
a
just
second.
gotten one out for you. I know
Yeah,
that talking a lot, your mouth gets dry real fast.
I don't
They're not cold, but.
It's okay. I like cold.
Excuse me, Christy. Oh, do you just want to hand it to him?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm kind of planted right here.
You are.
Actually, I probably should have answered that question first. So,
It's okay.
Just let me know when you want to go back on the record.
And you can drink as you talk too. No,
I
it's
know.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, we can go.
Are you ready?
Yes.
We are back on the record.
Okay, so I asked about the second lawsuit. You said it was against the judge, prosecutor, and defense and then I couldn't hear what your second half of the answer.
Yeah. So the I don't remember all the charges I brought against them, but I know it was in part because at the beginning of the stages of the trial, I informed the judge and prosecutor that my religious property was being withheld, that was not evidence, and would like them to be returned. And they did not, the prosecutor did not mention that they had the items, and my lawyer failed to act on my behalf to protect my constitutional rights. Same with the judge. He had sua sponte actions to release the items or inquire more into that. So that's the main basis of the.
Okay. And what about the third lawsuit?
The third lawsuit is against the county jail that I was held in for 10 days. I was requiring medical attention for digestive issues, which they did not provide adequate remedy for. And I also felt the treatment upon entering the jail was excessive.
How so?
And the other thing for the jail is I felt that they violated I believe it's the Fourth Amendment right to feel secure within your persons and effects.
Okay. Based on what you just described to me with your 3 lawsuits, it sounds like you were arrested and charged in Ohio. Is that a fair deduction there?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about that arrest?
I'm gonna make an objection just that it's not relevant to the traffic stop, but I know I'm gonna answer. And also part of that objection is that it's after, like a year after the Gantt traffic stop. But to answer, allegedly, I was arrested for a bench warrant in regards to a traffic citation for driving with a suspended license. And upon the arrest, and given the paperwork that I found through open records request, I'm still uncertain and unclear if that was truly why I was arrested, because the jail documents say I was being held for being a felon for a weapons under disability charge. At the time, I was at a shooting range, target practicing, and somehow they said I was a felon, and I was in possession of being a felon with weapons, with firearms.
So you were,
And they also added on 4 counts of aggravated menacing, allegedly that I was threatening loggers. Does that answer your question adequately?
sure, but I have some follow-ups. Okay, so you said at the time you were at a shooting range?
When I was confronted by the arresting officer, yes.
Okay, so it wasn't a traffic stop then?
No.
Okay. What county in Ohio was this in?
Vinton County.
Benton?
Yes, Vinton.
I've never heard of that county before. Where is that?
It is the next county west of Athens County. So if you've heard of Ohio University.
Okay. When did that arrest occur?
May 1st of 2024.
What were you doing up there that day?
Just relaxing. I was going to be hiking, but the loggers who I was going to hike at, obviously they were busy doing their thing, so I left and decided to do my next thing, which was go target practice. There's an outdoor range that is within the state forest area.
Okay. Other than that arrest in May of 2024, have you ever been arrested for anything else?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me about each of those arrests?
It was only once before. It was here in Boone County, Kentucky. It was for allegedly, I think, a second-degree assault. It was a fight between myself and my father. The neighbors seen this fight as it was in our backyard. Well, his backyard. And the sheriff department came out. I think that's all I can remember right now.
Okay, so you were arrested, were you convicted?
No. Well, I don't fully understand what classifies as conviction, as I believe the case concluded upon an amended complaint. So I'll state I was not convicted of the assault, the original assault charge.
Okay,
Which
so
the original assault charge was a felony.
do you remember what you pled to then?
I don't remember exactly. I can only speculate that it was disorderly conduct, maybe. I know it was a misdemeanor.
Okay. When was that?
I think it was 2022. In May or April.
And you said it was the Boone County Sheriff's Department that effectuated that arrest?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember which deputy?
No, I don't remember. I can't remember any cops that were there.
Okay. Is it fair to say, since it was not memorable, then that you did not have a bad experience with the Sheriff's Department?
No, I would not say that.
I asked a terrible question because no, I would not say that is actually a double negative, so I'm sorry. Did you file any complaints with the sheriff's department after that encounter with its deputies?
No.
Okay. Other than that arrest, as well as the arrest in Ohio that we just talked about, any other arrests?
Not that I can recall.
Okay. Have you ever been cited with a traffic ticket? Other than one, of course, that we're here to talk about today.
Yes.
Okay. When was the last time you were cited for a traffic ticket other than the one we're here to talk about today?
I have a vague recollection of failure to stop at a stop sign here in Boone County. I know that was during the year 2020 because the course shut down during my trial date, so it kind of delayed my court case. There was actually 2, but I don't remember the months or much of the interactions.
Okay, so 2 failure to stops here in Boone County?
Yes.
Okay, but they were at separate times?
Yes.
Okay. And both in 2020?
I know one was in 2020, one might have been in 2019, but I'm not sure.
Okay. So it sounds like you do spend a decent amount of time in Boone County, is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay, is that visiting your parents or otherwise?
Visiting my parents and then working at the Myers store. Because I'm not sure if Myers is in Boone or if it's the next county. I don't know what county lines are.
Sure. So through Masterpiece File Company, do you only work at the Meyer here in Florence, or do you work at multiple different Meyers delivering flowers?
I don't actually deliver the flowers.
Oh, okay.
I just do the merchandising, so I unpack the boxes and unpack the carts and make it look pretty and water them.
Understood.
But I do go to Cold Springs, Eastgate, and Norwood on occasions. It depends on the year and the need.
Okay. All right. Other than those citations for traffic tickets and the arrests that we talked about, have you ever had any other just general encounters with law enforcement?
Oh, well, the other traffic tickets I got
Okay, yeah.
might have been, and I don't remember the years, or the months. I can guess on the years, I think. And there was a traffic ticket in Brown County, Ohio, for allegedly doing 90 and a 60. I think that was 2018 or 2019.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, can you repeat your question?
Any other traffic tickets?
Oh, those are the ones I can remember.
Okay. Trying to do the math. When did you first get your driver's license?
Would it say that on the driver's license? Can I look at the driver's license? Okay. I wasn't sure. I think I was 18 or 19.
Okay.
I know it was after I graduated. After I graduated high school.
Okay. So then you went a good probably 10 years without getting a ticket?
I wouldn't say that. I know there was a traffic ticket within the first year of getting my license. I don't remember.
Sure.
I just know it was in Ohio, but I don't remember much about it.
Okay. So we've gone over a couple of traffic tickets in Boone County and then at Brown County, Ohio. Any other counties in Ohio that you think you've had a traffic ticket in?
I don't recall.
Okay. Have you ever been in a car accident?
restate the question.
Have you ever been the driver in a car accident?
Well, I'm gonna object to the use of the word driver, given that there's, when reading the laws, there's some ambiguity to that, but without waiving my objection, I'll answer that I was cited for improper backing in the Vinton County, October 31st, 2023. Yeah. Which is what led to that bench warrant I mentioned earlier.
Okay. And did you hit something then?
Yeah, so the improper backing, I was backing out of a driveway, which was a very steep hill. There was a vehicle that was stopped diagonally in the road. He was a firefighter, and he was preventing traffic from traveling down the road due to an obstruction. And that volunteer firefighter was outside of his vehicle, standing next to another passerby, talking to him. I informed him I was backing up, and upon doing so, the back end of my car made a small ding in his driver door.
And he was a firefighter, so did you ding the fire truck?
No, it was his personal vehicle.
Okay.
He was close when I made the call.
Okay.
And I think he was a volunteer firefighter. I don't know if that makes a difference, but
Okay. Have you ever been involved as the operator of a motor vehicle in any other traffic accidents?
I'm going to object to the use of the word operator and motor vehicle, given the legal ambiguity within statutes and codes. And without waiving the objection, I'm going to answer no.
Okay. Have you ever filed a Social Security disability claim?
No.
Have you ever filed a workers' compensation claim?
No.
Have you ever been the defendant in a civil lawsuit before?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay. Other than this lawsuit and the 3 federal lawsuits that you currently have pending in Ohio, have you ever been involved in any other kind of legal proceeding or lawsuit? And the traffic tickets, of course, I apologize.
Since you said any other legal proceeding, I have filed a writ of mandamus upon the court clerk within Vinton County for failure to properly respond to a open records request in accordance to the law, and for failure to file documents into my case.
Okay, is that related to?
And that was related to the 3 federal lawsuits that are related to the arrest that happened on May 1st
Okay. Where did you file the writ of mandamus?
within the Ohio Supreme Court.
Okay. Any other legal proceedings in which you've been involved that we have not yet discussed?
I do not believe so.
Okay. Have you ever been treated for alcohol or drug abuse?
No.
Are you currently, as you sit here today, under the influence of alcohol?
No.
Are you currently, as you sit here today, under the influence of drugs?
No.
Have you consumed any alcohol within the last 24 hours?
No.
Have you consumed any type of narcotic controlled substance in the last 24 hours?
No.
Okay. Are you on any medications as you sit here today?
No.
Okay. Do you have social media?
I'm going to object to the ambiguity of the question.
Do you have a social media account through Facebook?
Can you rephrase the question one more time?
Do you have a Facebook account?
I'm not sure how to answer that question.
If I said, here's Facebook, the
Mhm.
internet portal,
Yes.
do you have an email and password in which you could log in?
Yes.
Okay. What is your Facebook name?
Jack Trades.
Trades?
Yes.
Trades?
Yes.
Is that one word or two?
Jack Trades would be 2 words.
Okay, so it's like a first and last kind of
Yeah.
situation? Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an Instagram account?
No.
Okay. Snapchat?
No.
Any other type of generally classified social media account besides Facebook?
Google accounts count as like a Google email? Does that count as a social media thing?
No, I don't think so, but I mean, we have your Gmail address
Yeah,
from
okay.
communications.
Then
Thank
no.
you.
Then no. It's not.
Okay. On your social media account, have you made any posts, commentary, or anything about the pending lawsuit that we're here to talk about today?
I have not made any statements in regards to the Ganchett case
Okay.
on social media.
In your social media account, have you ever made any general posts, sentiments, or otherwise about police officers in general?
About police officers in general? Oh yeah, probably.
Okay. What kind of sentiments do you express about police officers on Facebook?
Can you rephrase the question?
Sure. Do you like cops?
No.
Why?
I feel officers lack a lot of training and education about the law, and that creates a lot of controversies that are needless.
Are you speaking from personal interactions and experience with police officers or your general assumptions?
Personal interactions and from witnessing other people's interactions.
Prior to your interaction with Deputy Ganchert, had you ever had a negative interaction with the Boone County Sheriff's Department?
No.
Okay, so what personal interactions with police have led you to this belief that you have about officers you just expressed?
What? Can we get back to that question at a later time, or?
Nope.
Okay. Because I can't think of anything right now.
Okay. All right, so let's switch gears a little bit and talk specifically about September 27th, 2023. So when I reference, this lawsuit or this interaction, can we both be on the same page that I'm talking about the September 27th, 2023 interaction with Deputy Ganchert?
Okay.
Okay. All right, so September 27th, 2023, where did you wake up that morning?
Would you like an address?
Mhm.
I woke up at the 1891 Grove Point Drive address.
Okay, so that's your parents' home?
At my parents' house, yes.
Okay. Were you regularly staying at your parents' home at that time?
Yes.
Would you say that in September of 2023 you weren't living there full-time?
Yes.
All right, so about what time did you wake up that morning?
About 7:30.
Is
Yeah.
that usual?
Yes.
Do you wake up with an alarm or do you just wake up naturally?
Alarm.
Okay. Why do you set an alarm at 7:30?
I had to work that day.
Work where?
I had to drive to the Myers in Florence. So, yeah.
What time were you expected to be at Myers in Florence?
9 a.m.
Okay, so you wake up at 7:30. What do you do? Tell me about your morning routine.
I eat breakfast, take my mom's dog for a walk, obviously change my clothes and brush my teeth.
Sure.
And then I leave.
Okay. What route do you take to get to Myers in Florence from the home that you are living at?
So from Grove Point Drive, I drive, I guess it's a northern type of direction, heading towards Route 18 on Oak Brook Drive. So I'm on Oak Brook Drive heading north. I cross over Route 18 onto Arrow Park driveway, and then I take a right. I don't know what the road name is, but it goes past Walmart.
Houston?
Yeah, no, it goes to Houston, but it goes past that Wayfair
Okay,
factory.
I know what you're talking about.
And after that, I then go on to Houston to Myers.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember the name of that little street either, but I know what you're talking about. Okay. So when did you first observe a Boone County Sheriff's Department vehicle?
I noticed it when I was on Oak Brook Drive prior to a four-way stop. I think it's called Lamberg something Road, which that road is two intersections south of Route 18. It goes to an apartment complex, and then another direction heads up towards Wendy's and a gas station, I think.
Okay. When you first observed the Sheriff's Department cruiser, what was it doing?
The cruiser was driving in the opposite lane, heading southward.
What did you do when you saw the cruiser?
I lifted my left hand and extended my middle finger
Inside the vehicle or outside the vehicle?
within the vehicle.
Okay. Were your windows up or down?
My windows were up.
Okay. Why?
It was sprinkling that morning.
Oh, I apologize. Why did you flip him off?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I asked a bad question.
Why did I flip them off? I was in a bad mood that morning, thinking about injustices that cops tend to inflict upon, that in my opinion, inflict upon others. And then I don't recall if there was any relation to other experiences I had in connection to that thought, and personally.
So earlier you testified, though, that prior to this time you had never had a negative interaction with the Boone County Sheriff's Department. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you flip off all police officers when you see them, or just Deputy Ganchard on this particular morning?
If you were to interview my mother, I'm sure she could tell you that I flipped off other officers randomly at times.
Do you only flip off police officers while you drive, or do you flip off other people as well?
I've probably flipped off some other people as well.
Would you say that this is a regular practice for you?
No.
Okay. About how frequently do you flip off people while you drive?
Can you give a time frame?
Just on any given day.
On a given day? Well, can I do a given week?
Okay. How about in any given week?
Within a given week, maybe once if that.
Okay.
I'd probably say less than that.
Is this the first time you've ever flipped off a Boone County Sheriff's Department deputy?
No.
Okay. Do you know about how many times you have flipped off deputies before while driving?
No.
Okay. But you have done it before?
Yes.
Okay. So after you flip off Deputy Ganshert, tell me what happens.
Can you be more specific as to what happens?
Well, you just tell me what happens next. So you're driving, and then what's the next event that happens?
In relation to me traveling, after I have flipped him off, I look in my left side mirror, and I see he continues. The vehicle continues. And I stop at the stop signs, and if I recall, I had to stop at the traffic light of Oak Brook Drive and 18 for whatever time limit that stoplight is.
So when you flip off Deputy Ganshert, was your car moving or was it at the stop sign?
It was moving.
Okay. Was his cruiser moving or at a stop sign?
From what I recall, it was moving. It was after the four-way intersection.
Okay. Did you make eye contact with him? Did you make any other type of gesture? Or was it straight up, you moved your arm, moved your finger, and kept on driving about your business?
I don't recall seeing Ganshert and making eye contact or anything of that such. It was more just, I lift up my hand and make the gesture.
Okay. So then you continue down, stop at the stop sign, or stop signs, depending on how many there were. I don't recall what you said, I apologize. And you get to the traffic light. Okay?
Yes.
When is the next time you saw Deputy Ganshert's cruiser?
It was on Arrow Park Drive. Is it Park Drive or Arrow? What's the full name?
I think it's Arrow Parkway.
Arrow Parkway. Okay, so Arrow Parkway. After I've passed day one drive, and that was due to seeing the flashing lights in the mirror.
Okay. So when you see the flashing lights, what's your response?
My first thought is if he was in my lane or the lane beside me, because it's a four-lane road. Once I determined he was behind me, I pull over to the side of the road to see if he'll pass by or if he was going to stop me.
Okay, then what happens?
I roll down my window. Ganshert approached my vehicle, introduced himself, and I think he told me the reason for the stop, but I don't recall exactly.
Okay.
If he did that. He asked for my license, insurance, registration, and I handed that to him, and while I did that, I believe he asked me where I was coming from, I told him I don't wish to answer any questions. And I believe he also asked another question, but I don't recall exactly what it was. And then he went to the cruiser and he wrote the traffic ticket. And after, he then approached my vehicle with a citation for careless driving. And told me about that, told me about the ticket, saying it's payable or I can go to court. And then after he handed me the ticket, he made the statement, "If you don't want to draw attention to yourself, don't flip me off."
Okay. When Deputy Ganchert first approached your vehicle, you said you couldn't remember whether or not he told you why he pulled you over. Is that correct?
I believe he said it's because I went over the white fog line.
Did you go over the white fog line?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you remember what your response to him was when he said that you went over the fog line?
I believe I said I was probably sneezing because
Okay.
I have allergies.
Why did you say that?
I know at some point during that drive I was sneezing.
Okay. But I guess my question is, it isn't really, I understand that you were probably sneezing at some point, but when he said you went over the fog line, why did you respond to let him know that you were sneezing?
I don't know, I felt like it was relevant for some reason.
Can you sneeze with your eyes open?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So is it fair to say then that there was at least some period of that drive where your eyes were closed because you were sneezing?
Sure. That's
Could
okay.
you have gone over the fog line while your eyes were closed?
Yes, it's possible.
Okay. So then you're not saying you know that you did go over the fog line, but is it fair to say that you don't know for sure if you did not?
I'm sorry, that sounded. Can you just repeat that as you did?
Sure. Okay, so I know, okay, let me just ask. So did you go over the fog line? I believe I asked you that and you said you weren't sure.
Yeah, I'm going to object because I think that calls for speculation. But without waiving the objection, I don't believe I went over the fog line.
But your eyes were closed at least at some period during that drive because you were sneezing, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when I asked you, so you're not saying that you did it, but is it also true that you're not necessarily disagreeing that you went over the fog line?
Am I disagreeing that I went over the fog line? Is that what you're asking?
Sure.
Okay. I never really thought about that. No, I can't say I disagree or agree.
Okay.
I feel like that's speculation.
Okay. Well, in the seconds that you were sneezing and your eyes were closed, is it possible that you went over the fog line and just didn't realize it?
I would say that's speculation, and there's always the possibility.
Okay.
Also, I want to object to the use of your term seconds, because typically sneezes last milliseconds.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. So other than the comment about you don't want to draw attention to yourself, up until that time, during the traffic stop, Was Deputy Gansher rude to you at any point?
No.
Did he yell at you?
No.
Did he make mean commentary to you?
No.
Would you consider him to have been polite up until that point?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me about, I guess, thereafter. So he hands you the citation, and then what do you do?
I think I asked him about getting an earlier court date. And I recall making